Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today I am going to be swapping out these sway bar end links on this Jeep JK for some quick disconnects, and that's going to allow us to disconnect the front sway bar on this Jeep and get a lot more articulation out on the trail. All right, here we go. So today I'm going to be installing MetalCloak's Jeep JK quick disconnect sway bar end links. The install is super simple, and to demonstrate how easy it is, we are out here in Moab on the trail. So we actually have just pulled over. This is Gemini Bridges Road. As many of you may know, this road leads to several of Moab's marquee trails, including Gold Bar Rim, Golden Spike, Metal Masher. Of course, you can get up to Gemini Bridges, another spectacular geological feature here in Moab. But we're going to go ahead and, before we hit the trail, swap out these end links and get this quick disconnect installed so that we can test the new articulation out on the trail. To get this job started, you're going to want to make sure that you have a 13mm socket, an 18mm socket, and a 19mm socket. Of course, you'll need a socket wrench. Also, you'll want a 19mm box end wrench, along with some red Loctite, a paint marker. We're going to use that to mark a pilot hole, which we'll be using a metal drill bit to drill some pilot holes for these stowaway brackets. So what these brackets allow us to do is, when we disconnect the sway bar end links, we rotate those end links upwards and we stow them away on this bracket, which keeps them up and out of the way while you're on the trail. Whatever side you want to start on, it doesn't matter. Turn the wheels outward so that you get easier access to the sway bar. I'm going to take my 19mm socket and my 19mm box end wrench. We're going to disconnect the old sway bar end links right now. Now, I should say an adjustable wrench is also needed, preferably a big one like this. There we go. Go ahead and knock that one out. And yes, I am using my adjustable wrench as a hammer. Well, folks, a simple install can easily be complicated by rusted bolts. Today, I underestimated the task ahead of me. We've got the old sway bar end links off. Now we're going to assemble the new sway bar links. So I've gone ahead and I've put a little bit of red Loctite in here. I also have my jam nut on there. We're going to go ahead and screw this on. And I'm going to adjust it so that it's about the same length as the end links that we just took off. Typically, you want to have your end links adjusted to a point where the sway bar is just about parallel with the ground. And we'll go ahead and tighten that lock nut up. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in the pin receiver on the bottom bracket for the sway bar end link. So let's go ahead and do that now. You'll need something to put through the pinhole here, and that's going to allow you to tighten up this lock nut right here. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll use an Allen wrench. All right, and now you'll want to pay attention to where you have the hole. I like to have it just pointing straight down so it allows easier access when we want to undo the pin. So I'll just kind of make sure that I line it up where I want it, and then I'll tighten it down. We're going to go ahead and install our end links. Now for this, you're going to want a 9/16 box end and a 19mm socket. We'll use the open end of the box end to hold the upper bolt so that we can tighten it down. complete the installation of the new sway bar end links, we're going to use these cotter pins to reconnect them to the lower sway bar end link mount. Here we go. All right, so as you can see, I have the hole pointed straight down. We'll just slide that in there, secure it. And another reason I like to have the hole straight down is that, you know, on the off chance that this became loose, it's not gonna fall out. So that's another good reason to keep your holes pointed downward. And there you have it, folks. Quick disconnects installed. As you can see, replacing your sway bar end links with some quick disconnects is a great way to get some additional articulation out of the front of your Jeep and not have to spend too much money. Now, I will admit, I did have to use some WD-40 to get the nuts loosened on that, so it did take me a little longer than I was expecting, but we got it done. I'm not gonna install the stowaway brackets while we're out here on the trail. I'll wait until I get to the garage to do that. But for now, we'll just zip tie those end links up against the sway bar and we'll go hit a trail right now. All right, everybody, as always, have fun out there, be safe, and please stay on the trails. We'll see you next time.